Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of the Universe of Practical Knowledge. Started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, underneath Commander General YAHANNA, and we are not affiliated with any Israelite group. Tonight's topic is going to be who is Esau and how he will be destroyed. Tonight's class is going to be a very heavy topic. I'm going to go into some information about who Esau is according to the Bible. Let me grab a book right quick. So log in. All right, if you're online, tune in. If you're online, sign in so we can get your attendance taken. Let me grab the book. Tonight's class is very, very heavy. I'm going to bring out some details about who is Esau according to the Bible. Not according to what people think, but according to the scriptures. Him, his characteristics, and some of the things he does, and why he does the things he do. You know, brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K in the school, we know who Esau is according to the scriptures. You know, we are already on this. We know who he is. So I know we might have a couple new brothers and sisters who don't know these things, so we're going to bring it out and let y'all know who he is according to the scriptures, and the reason why he does the things he do, and why he's so violent. And according to the scriptures, Esau is the so-called oppressor, the European man, so-called Caucasian race. That is the so-called Edomites. So whenever you hear us talking about Esau or Edomites, just know that's who we're talking about. We're talking about the so-called oppressor, Esau, Edom, the Caucasian race, a whole nation of people. You know, we're gonna bring out some stuff. This might even be a two-part class. It might do some this week and do some next week, because it's a lot of information that we need to bring out about him, and you know why he is the way he is. You know, if you ever been in questioning about why does the so-called Caucasian race do the things that they do, like kill us the way they do, tonight you're going to find out why. So like I said, if you are in class tonight, make sure you sign in for your attendance. So far we got Erston Littleton, he always with us. We got the sister Adrian from Charleston, South Carolina. Y'all been strong with us, rocking with us. Alright, so if y'all would like, if you have a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, if you have one of those on you, you know, this is the bigger version right here. I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is the bigger version. But if you have a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, if you could go to Edom or Esau inside it, so you can find out who we're going to be talking about tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get it now. Might have to get Edom. All right, this is Edom in the Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary. And it reads, it says, Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of the great future judgments. Neighbors of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God. All right, who is this right here? Yeah, go ahead and get him out of there. Yeah, you got foolish brothers saying Esau isn't the so-called European man. Well, who is he then? You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, man, you can't. Brothers get a computer and read a couple scriptures and think they know what they're talking about. We're gonna show you who Esau is. It was the brother just now in the chat saying Esau isn't the so-called European man. Well, you tell me who has these characteristics. Whatever his name is, Yazil something. All right, now you can go to Genesis 25 and 23. Genesis 25 and 23. This is gonna start us off on who. Well, we're gonna start at we're gonna start at 21. You can go to Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. Shalom, Trey. I see you checking in again, brother. You stand strong with us. Most High in Christ. All right, we got Officer Shaw. He's checking in with us. Another brother who always standing strong with us. All right, we're going to go to this book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21. Now, this is going to get into some characteristics and let you know who Esau is. You know, just like some of the things he do and how he was born. You know, okay, I'm going to start it out for you. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21. And it reads, And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. Now this is Isaac. His wife Rebekah was, you know, she was barren. She didn't have any children. So he went to the Most High to entreat of him, to ask, you know, like to talk to the Most High. And I ask him, you know, when you're talking to the Most High, doesn't mean that you're looking into the sky and you just praying and talking to him. When you entreat of the Most High, you would usually have to go to a priest or a high priest and get, you know, talk to him about certain things and entreat of him. And he was the one that dealt with the Most High. That's how it always has been, and that's how it is now. So he entreated of the Most High, and it says, and Rebekah his wife conceived. So she was pregnant. So we're talking about Rebekah. She had got pregnant by Isaac. Verse 22, and it reads, And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So Rebekah is pregnant, and the children are struggling in the womb. You know, the children are fighting inside of her. So she's in constant pain. You know, she's in a lot of pain. Okay, you said you have a white boy on your team. Ooh-wee. I mean, you could continue to play football, Trey. You know, you don't have to, you know, you have to be professional when it comes to Esau. You know, we work at jobs with Esau all the time, and we do what we do, but we also are professional. You know, you have to be very professional. You know, the scriptures say be wise as a serpent, but as, you know, calm as a dove. I'm just paraphrasing. So, you know, you have to be, you don't have to kiss his tail or suck up to him, anything like that. And, you know, but you know what you know, but just be professional with it. You know, you don't have to go out hanging out with him and be his friend and all of that and everything. But, you know, y'all playing football together, you know, just keep things how they been, you know. But I don't recommend you going to hang out with him and try to be his friend and everything, because, you know, now you're waking up to the truth of who you are. You're Israelite. And the last thing you want to do is be trying to make friends with so-called Edomite. You know, so just play football with them, do what you do. It's just like a job. You go to work, you work with people. You know, you do what you do. You know, you ain't got to be rude. You ain't got to be mean. You ain't got to be evil. You know, just do the things you do. Like I have a lot of us brothers work in offices. You know, we work at all type of jobs. Brothers are bankers. Brothers work at computer jobs with Esau and everything. You know, we're very professional. That's one thing about the I.S.U.P.K that we have been taught by Commander General YAHANNA, is to be very professional, very respectful. it's tons of places. Like we go to a shooting range and shoot, and even though we know who we are, it was the Edomites that approached me and told me. He was like, "Hey, listen," he said he wanted to talk to me. He was like, because he had seen us in before, and he seen one of the brothers' shirt, and he was just curious on, what we was, what were we and what do we believe in, and he seen the brother's shirt that he had on, I.S.U.P.K down, and he was just, he was trying to figure it out. He was like, "Dang, it's a black man and a Native American man on there, and they saying that they Israelites." So he talked to me, and he wanted to talk to me alone, and I came at him very respectfully, and even he said it himself. He was like, "I see you and your family in here all the time." He was talking about me and the brothers, and that's another thing with the I.S.U.P.K. We move as one unit, so you can already tell that we family, we brothers, we sisters. That's how the I.S.U.P.K. has raised us to be. We move as a unit. We don't move on our own behalf. We move together as one. So he knew that we were, all family, and he said, I told my wife about y'all. Y'all come in here all the time, and y'all shoot guns, y'all buy guns. And he said, "Man, y'all are some of the most respectful people I have ever met. Very respectful family. Y'all got y'all manners and everything." He said, "Man, it's just," he said, "y'all just very respectful." And he was like, "I'm just curious about, what are y'all? What is y'all tradition or y'all religion?" And I had to break it down and tell him that we not a religion. We the Israelites, I.S.U.P.K, under the Commander General YAHANNA. And I broke it down for him and told him everything. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, I don't know what to say, man. He was just like, but, even though y'all might believe what y'all believe, he said, y'all are very respectful. Y'all don't come in here and just be spazzing out and going off on me, because he knows he might have seen a couple fake Israelite groups, and, them not having any type of decor or having any type of real leadership. They go off on their own understanding and just do what the hell they want to do. But here in the I.S.U.P.K, we are trained soldiers. So, we know when the time it is for us to turn up and the time not to turn up. We don't just go around turning up on everybody, you know what I'm saying? So that's what, like I said, Trey, you playing football, hey, play football. You ain't gotta cuss them out on the football field. Sometimes you might want to, because even when I came into the truth, I was the same way. I was always just aggressive, hated Esau, ready to steal off on any one of them, but I had to get trained correctly. You know what I'm saying? Brothers had to train me correctly. It was like, listen, you can't go around doing that, and everybody loves to say, don't abhor Edomite, don't abhor Edomite. And that's one thing we don't do. We don't practice violence against nobody. We do believe in defending ourselves, but we don't practice violence against anybody. That's what we've been taught in the I.S.U.P.K. We're not violent. We don't go around here doing what the so-called oppressor does. They're violent. They do them things, but we don't. That's all I can say about that, Trey. Keep playing football, but but you ain't got to be friends with the Edomite. All right. And I'm going back to Genesis chapter 25, verse 22. I'm gonna start at 21 again. Now this is Isaac and Rebekah. This is going to get into the details on how Esau and Jacob were born. We start from the top again. All right, and it says, the book of Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So like I said, Rebekah's pregnant right now. So she went to the Most High. She went to the one of the priests and prophets, then entreated the Most High on why she was going through so much pain, why she was hurting. She was like, if I'm pregnant, why are these children fighting like this inside of me? So they kicking, they fighting, and you can only imagine what type of pain this sister's going through. She's pregnant, she don't know what's going on. She's just trying to figure out, why am I in so much pain if I'm pregnant? If this has been this has been a gift from the Most High. Salaki. She's trying to figure out what's going on. She's pregnant. She's trying to figure out, why am I in this pain? What is going on? I'm pregnant, but what's going on? So she went to go inquire from the Lord. And this is what happened. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So when Rebecca went to go intrigue from the Most High on why was she going through so much pain through this pregnancy, this is what she found out. She found out that two nations of people were inside of her womb. So what she found out was she was pregnant with twins. And when it says nations, nations mean nationality. You know what I'm saying? Nationality, that's where the word nations come from, nationality. So Rebecca is pregnant with two different nationality of people inside of her. And they both were going to be from two manners. One person was going to act one way, and the other person was going to act a certain type of way. And the Most High also told her that these people, these two nations of people, they would be separated from the womb. They would be separated from her bowels. Like, so these people were never supposed to come together at all, because it has always been prophesied that these two nations of people were going to be separated. And it says, the one should be stronger than the other people, and the elder should serve the younger. And I'm going to keep reading. Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. So she found out when it was time for her to have a baby, she found out she had twins. Two nations of people, two nationalities of people. Now we're going to get into what happened when these children came out. Verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So when Rebecca was finna have her children, she had the first baby. The first child came out red and hairy. Now, if anybody's tuning into the class tonight, you know, anybody that's new to the class, what nation of people on the earth has red skin? It's like when it gets hot, they get red. When it gets cold, they get red. If somebody slaps them, they get red. When they get nervous, they get red. When they get angry, they turn red. What nation of people on the face of the earth today have that red skin and are hairy? Give y'all a couple seconds to answer that question. If anybody can answer, you know, I would prefer somebody who's new answer the question. But what people on the face of the earth have red skin and are hairy? Give y'all a minute to answer. Nobody don't know the answer to this. Nobody can tell me who on the face of the earth has red skin and is hairy. Anybody can answer now. Anybody can answer. What nation of people on the earth this day have red skin and are very hairy? Those two characteristics. What nation of people on the earth have those two characteristics? Nobody can answer. Oh man, nobody can answer. Good night. Okay, we got Kazat Shapar. He said it. He said Esau, the so-called white man, the so-called European man, the Caucasian race, all Caucasian race. They have that red skin. Everybody has so-called melanin. Everybody has melanin. Just like everybody on the face of the earth has melanin. You know the so-called Israel. You know we have melanin. The so-called black people, so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos. They have melanin. Even your so-called Africans, they got melanin. Chinese people got melanin. Japanese people got a melanin. You know, they don't turn red like that. You know, even the Hawaiians, they got melanin towards their skin. But it's one nation of people who turn that red color, and that is the so-called Caucasian race as a whole. They have that red skin. And when you look at all of them, a majority of them are hairy. A good example, Robin Williams. Robin Williams, he should have been a werewolf. That man was very, 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 very hairy. It's like even me at certain jobs I have worked at, I have seen Edomites with hair just busting out they shirts. Like they have a shirt on like this and it's just so much hair. I'm just like, you know, where's all this hair coming from? Like, good night. Like, if it wasn't for the razor blade, man, you would have the caveman from Geico commercials walking around here all over the place. No, because they are a hairy nation of people. But the scripture says this nation of people who were red and came out hairy like a garment, you know, they're saying that this was Esau. You know, a lot of people love to say that Esau isn't the so-called European man. He isn't the Caucasian race. They love to say, who they love to say Esau is? Fake Israelite groups love to say, this is another thing with these fake Israelite groups, man. They mislead people, man, and they have our people believing in so much foolishness, man. Our people don't even know who Esau is because they follow these other Israelite groups, and they have people thinking that the Arabs are the so-called Edomites. You know, they're so-called Esau. You know what I'm saying? I don't like. So I'm trying to figure out. So what are the so-called Caucasian race of people then? If they're not the Edomites, who are they then? You know what I'm saying? That's what mind boggles me. Like, okay, so who is it? Who else has these characteristics besides them? I'm gonna keep reading, and it says, "And when her days were to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau." Verse 26. "And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years when she bare them." So right now it's telling you that if you notice anything about this scripture, it didn't give a color to Isaac. Because Isaac came out normal like all other children did. He came out with melanin, brown skin. You know, they was like, this is an Israelite baby. They damn right, Shaw, they did. He said they bowed down to Shaw. Shaw called Elam. He called Elam, you know, he went into an Arab store and he called it Elam. Elam is just so-called like East Indians. The people that run all these little gas stations, those are Elamites. You know, even them, they have a melanin. They have a melanin color to them. Now, Officer Shaw went inside there and called him Elam, and they bowed down to him proudly because they knew that he was correct on who they were. That's why the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth, man. Like, listen, man, this is the wrong time to be trying to follow these fake Israelite groups, this Yisrael, Yehudi, Yisrael, all of that. These people are going to get a lot of people killed with their false doctrine that they teach, man. They don't have any type of leader. They just sit behind a computer, smoke weed, get high, and think they can teach people. You can't teach people. And like I was saying, like, Jacob came out normal, but Esau came out red and hairy. You can imagine back then during this time to have a red baby come out. It was like, what the hell is this? What is this? Now, this baby is red and hairy, and it doesn't look like all the other normal babies that we have seen been born. Like, this baby looks different. So it was so much of a thing to see that this was recorded in our biblical history. Because before then, it had never been a baby born like this before, with the red skin and the red hair. It's a like it. I'm going to keep reading. Verse 27. "And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. So as the children got older, Esau became a cunning hunter. If you look at the so-called Caucasian race to this day, who are the best hunters on the face of the earth? Who's the best hunter on the face of the earth? Who are the people who made the little duck thing when they be out there hunting the ducks? They got the little thing that makes the duck noise. Whack, 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 whack. Who made that? Who made it the invention to put deer piss on you to cover up your tracks from a deer, to camouflage, to blend in with the trees? You know, who enjoys hunting day in and day night? What nation of people enjoy that? Like, they love to hunt. Like, it's just something that they adore. Hunting is just like, it's just something they love to do. It's the so-called Caucasian race, the so-called Edomite side of the Bible. They love to hunt. Not only do they love to hunt, they are cunning hunters. If you don't know what the word cunning is, let me get a definition for you so you can understand more. All right, this is the definition of cunning. It says having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit or evasion. All right. So that's Esau for you. He's having skill in achieving one's ends by invasion. You know, that's just him. He's always been like that. You know, just a skillful hunter. If you look back at his history on everything, he's always been a cunning hunter. Even to this day, they're still cunning hunters. Look at how they hunt our brothers and sisters down in the streets. They're cunning with it. They specialize in it. You know, they do it with deceit and they do it with evasion. Just like they did our so-called North American brothers, which are from the tribe of Gad, out of the 12 tribes of Israel. They were cunning with it. You know, they hunted our brothers and sisters down to obtain this land. You know, that's always been Esau. And the scripture said that about him, that he would be a cunning hunter. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the best hunters. And this is what it says about Jacob, our forefather, who the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans come from. It says, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. So Jacob, our forefather, he was just like a normal man. He liked to chill, he liked to kick it indoors. He liked to relax, you know what I'm saying? Cool brother, just like how we are today. You know, we ain't with all that hunting. We ain't with all that being in the field, you know, doing all that. Man, we like to chill indoors, chill, you know, like sit outside, cook a little something, you know, drink a little something, just be chilling. And that's how our forefather was, Jacob. He was just a plain man. He was normal. He just, hey, I'm chilling. I ain't doing too much. I ain't going out there to do all that. I ain't about to put no deer piss on me so I can go out there and hunt. Look, you know, he was looking at the brother like, boy, you a fool. You crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right, because I said he hung around the crib. That's how Israel is today, man. Like what everybody like to say. What so-called black folk, Latino folks, and Native Americans folk loves to say. They love to say, hey man, I'm a homebody. I'm a homebody. I like to sit at the house and chill, man. Cause that's just us. That's how our forefather was. He was a plain man. He dwelt in the tent, man. He didn't like to go out there and do all that crazy stuff, man. Like you see Esau out there now, man. He be out there hunting and everything. You can't get no brother to go out there and do all that crazy stuff, man. We be chilling, man. That's how our forefather Jacob was. He was a plain man. Like dwelling in tents, man. He was always chilling, man. You know what I mean? Let me keep going. Verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. So Isaac loved Esau because Isaac was a good hunter. You know, Isaac gonna go out there. Not Isaac, but Esau was a great hunter. He was gonna go out there and hunt, and he was gonna get some of the best meat you could get. You know, he was the one that was dedicated to hunting. You know, with him, he's a great murderer. You know what I mean? He can hunt anything. He's great at it. That's why nobody can surpass him when it comes to hunting. Nobody. No one. Like, he's the best hunter on the face of this earth. I'll give him that. When it comes to hunting animals and all of that, they'll sit in a tree for 9 hours just to wait until an animal comes and to take them out, kill them. They love it. You know, this is something that they always have done. This is something that's spiritual with Esau. All right, I'm going to keep going. 28. And it says, and Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Verse 29. And Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. So this is another instance right here. Jacob was about to cook some meat, and Esau has came in from the field exhausted. You know, he done been out there all damn day, hunting in that heat, you know, and he didn't find anything. Verse 30, this is what it says. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. So right here, Esau's name got changed to Edom. His name got changed to Edom because he asked his brother, could he feed him some raw red meat? Does that sound familiar to anybody? You know, not only is this person who calls themselves, who the Bible calls Esau or Edom, not only did he not come out of his mother's womb red and hairy, but he was a cunning hunter. He loved to hunt. And he liked to eat raw meat. Think about it. What nation of people do you know loves and enjoys to eat partially cooked beef, partially cooked steak? Like they like it, what they call it, medium rare. Where it's just it's cooked on the outside, but when you cut into it, blood is gushing out of it. Disgusting. Now, I couldn't do it. What nation of people enjoy to do these things? If you online tune, you know, answer the question, anybody. If you out there, answer me this. What nation of people on the face of the earth like eating half-cooked meat? Like where it's brown on the outside, but still bloody red on the inside. Like when you cut into it, blood is still dripping out of it. Anybody new into the class, you know, if you in this, you know, sign your name in. And if you can answer this question. Salaki. I'm gonna get somebody some time. Okay, hey, yeah, the brother Trey Davis said the so-called white man. Damn right, get that brother a hand, man. He right, man. So-called Caucasian man. He enjoys eating that meat like that. That half-cooked meat. Like, I have seen them, oh my gosh, I can tell you only stories about how I've seen them do it. Salaki. Salaki. And like I was saying, Esau is that one who loves to eat that red pottage meat. Yeah, I mean, he's the one that likes to eat that. Yeah, your brother Trey, that's right. It's not good to eat that half-cooked meat. That's why the Bible, we have laws. The nation of Israel, we have laws on how to eat our food. And one of the laws was to never eat food with the blood still in it. You know, you're supposed to cook that meat all the way through. Let that steak get tender, juicy, and good. Get the blood out of it, man. Esau just so bloodthirsty, man. He even has to have the blood in his mouth, man. I was working at a slavery and they was having like a little dinner and everything. And one of the Edomites ordered some type of roast beef. But when he got it, it was just pink on the top with blood on it. It was a horrible thing to see him cut into it and just bite into it and blood I was just like, that's disgusting. That is horrible. You know, he looking at me because I'm like, they asked me, what do you want? What do y'all want to get? And I was like, hey, let me get a steak. Let me get it well done with the butter on top. Let me get mine like that. You know, let me get my steak like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't I don't want the blood dripping out of my steak. That is disgusting and horrible. Like, don't feed me that. Like, you can never bring one of those type of steaks to a brother in the school. Keep that steak for yourself, Esau. And I'm going to keep reading, okay? Verse 30. And it says, Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom. Verse 31. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthrights. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do me? So Esau is about to die. Now our forefather Jacob, being the wise man, being smart, he told his brother, if you want this meat, man, sell me your birthright. Because, according to the scriptures, according to our history and how we do things, the birthright always went to the first son, the oldest son. And with Esau being the oldest son, he was supposed to inherit everything. He was the firstborn. He was the oldest. So he was supposed to get everything. But him being the person that he is, even like to this day, that's just Esau. They don't care about anything. They don't care about nothing. And this is where they get it from. They get it from their forefather, Esau. Like, he didn't even care about his birthright. So profane. Just don't give a damn about anything. Like, you are about to inherit the kingdom in heaven. And rather than you put your faith in the Most High and our Father, you would rather put faith in yourself and just sell your birthrights out for a piece of red, bloody meat. And let's see what he did. Let's see if he did it. Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore to him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. So this profane person, Esau, sold his birthright for a piece of raw steak. Like, do you know how stupid you have to be? You know what I'm saying? Now you're starting to get the reason why Esau spiritually hates us so much. Like, they hate us so much. Cursing isn't a sin, Paul curse, be professional with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't go around cussing people out. People take that whole term cursing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't recommend you just going around here cussing out people. But that's just how some of us talk. Like, we don't go out here and we just cuss people out. Even when we at camp, you don't never see us just cussing people out, calling people B's and SOBs and MFers and you a stupid MFer. We don't do that. Even with me in the class, you don't see me saying, oh, this MFer right here, this a-hole right here, and this SOB. Like, we don't do that. We're very professional when it comes to how we speak. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're in a conversation with somebody, you don't want your whole vocabulary to be just cussing somebody out, cussing. Every time he opened his mouth, he was cussing. And I used to be like that. I was always angry at one point in time. I'm still always angry, but I'm a professional angry person now. But I was just out of control. I didn't know how to communicate with people without cussing all the time. Every time I spoke, it was some type of curse word. Hey, man, this F here, man, this man, this person up, be out in, nah. It's not a sin to curse, but, just be professional when you speak. You want people to know that, hey, he's an educated man. He ain't always cussing every time he speaks. All right, now I'm gonna keep reading. And it says, then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of the lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Like, Esau hated his birthright. That's how much he hated. He hated his birthright so much that he sold it for a piece of meat, man. That's how Esau lives today. He cares about nothing, man. Like, nothing means anything to him. He don't give a damn about anything. He don't care about the water. He don't care about the air. He don't care about the food. He don't care about nothing. He destroys any and everything he got. Any and everything. He doesn't care. It is because it doesn't mean anything to him. Like, nothing means nothing to him. Your life, his life. Like, do you know how stupid you have to be? The brother Erskine Littleson, I understand not. And you'll get it, understand the cursing thing. Hey, it's a hard thing to do when you're oppressed, and every time you turn around, something's happening, you're always cussing and this and that. Hey, I understand. It took a while for me to get that under control, but the I.S.U.P.K trained me to be able to learn how to do that. It took a lot of training. Brothers had to check me on that all the time. Hey, a bun, you cussing. Hey, that ain't how you talk. You know, when we going up to the camp, are you gonna be cussing like that at camp? Like, nah, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So takes a little time, but y'all brothers will get it. All right. All right, we're gonna go to Genesis chapter 27, and we're gonna start at 1. Now we're gonna go into more about Isaac, Jacob, and Esau. We're gonna go into some more about them. All right, this is Genesis chapter 27, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here I am. Verse 2, and he said, Behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver and thy bow, and go out to the field and take me some venison, and make me savory meat such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. So Esau, Isaac is old right now, and Isaac doesn't know when he's going to die, but he knows it's coming. He knows it's coming soon. So what he told his son, the eldest brother, to do, which was Esau, he told Esau, go out there and hunt in the field and bring me some venison. Bring me that meat that I like. Make sure it's savory and good. Bring it to me. You know what I'm saying? So he did, because Esau wasn't cunning hunter. Isaac didn't know that Esau had served his birthright. But the Most High knew this. And the Most High, he already knew what his plan was on doing things. All right. Let me keep reading some more. Verse 5. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau, his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob, her son, saying, why is it saying her son? Because she knew that Jacob was from her lineage of people. Esau wasn't. Esau was going to be from a different lineage of people. She knew he was from a different nationality. That's why it says that in. It says, and Rebekah spake unto Jacob, her son. She took care of Esau. She did what she did as a mother. But she already knew everything was going to be given to Jacob. She knew he was the chosen one. She already knew this. All right, I'm going to keep reading. And it says, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Verse 8, Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. So Rebekah, his mother, she told her son, she knew that he was the chosen seed, Jacob. She told him, she said, hey, listen, your father just told your brother to go out to the field and to go ahead and get this meat and come back and cook it. She said, nah, I want you to do this. I want you to do this, what I command you. She said, go out there, get me 2 kid goats. Give me two kids. Give me 2 kid goats. She said, bring it to me so I can make this meat savory for your father, just like how he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So he did what she said. Verse 11, it says, And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, Behold, Esau is my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. More comparisons on who Esau is. He's red and he's very hairy. Like with us, we got that good skin. Even with our sisters, man, they got that soft, beautiful, gentle skin. But even Esau and his women, man, they are very hairy, man. Like just a hairy nation of people. And it's telling you right here in the scriptures, man, like this has always been their characteristics. They always have been great hunters. They always have loved to eat red meat. They always have loved to be in the field, hunting and doing all of this. And they also have always been hairy. All right. Keep reading some more. Verse 11, read it again from the top. And it says, and Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. So Jacob was scared because he was like, hey, look, Mom, he was like, I ain't got the same kind of skin Esau got. He's hairy. My father gonna know that I'm lying to him. He gonna know I lied to him when I come to him, and he rubs my hand to see, who am I? He gonna feel my skin and be like, hey, you ain't hairy like a goddamn garment. You ain't hairy like a rug. You got smooth skin. It's Jacob. Get out of here. And he was afraid that he would be cursed if he did that. But this is what his mother said. His mother said, and his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. His mother was willing to take on a curse for him so that he can do this. Like his mother knew already that Jacob was the one who was supposed to get everything, not Esau. And she was willing to take the curse that would have came with it if he would have got caught. All right, I'm going to keep reading some more. And it says, and his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. Verse 14, and he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. So in order for Jacob to even seem like he was Esau, his mother had to get a goat. She had to get the skin from the goat and put it on him just so he could have the same type of hairy skin like his brother Esau. Because guess what? Back then, they didn't have the razor to shave your skin. They didn't have the razor to shave your hair. So you can only imagine how hairy this man was, man. Like, this man was so hairy that she had to get the skin from a goat. Have you ever seen the hair on a goat, how much hair he has? Esau was hairy as hell, man. Not only was he hairy, he was red. A red, hairy hunter, man. All right, verse 17, and it says, and she gave the savory meat and the bread, which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, my father, he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done accordingly as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my vengeance, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because the Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near to Isaac his father, and he felt him. And Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are Esau's hands. So his father, he wasn't able to see because he's old in age. When he rubbed the hand of Jacob, he had this goat fur on him. So when he rubbed it, he was like, you got the skin like him, but the voice sounds like Jacob. All right, I'm going to keep reading. And it says, and he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, as his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. So his father, even though he kind of figured, this ain't his voice, but dang, he got that hairy skin like Esau. Yeah, it's Esau. All right, let me keep reading. Verse 24. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him. And he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. So Esau was hairy and stank. He smelled like outdoors. That's what he always was. All right, verse 28 says, Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee, and blessed be he that blessed thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scared gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau his brother came from his hunting. Alright, so now what happened is, Isaac has blessed Jacob with everything. He's blessed him with the fatness of the heavens, plenty corn, plenty wine, the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. You know, he's saying that you should be Lord over your brethren. People should bow down to thee. You know, cursed everyone that curseth you. You know, you're going to be blessed. So Jacob has got that. But now Esau has came in from hunting. But Jacob is gone. All right. And this is what happened. And it said, and he also, and it said, I'm reading from the top. Verse 30, this is Genesis chapter 27, verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scared going out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from hunting. And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison, and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father's mouth, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away the blessing. So, sorry Esau, you didn't get it. You gotta be quicker than that. You know how to, gotta be quicker than that. But Jacob had already knew that it was guaranteed for him to get the birthright, because his brother had sold it. His brother sold the birthright. You know what I'm saying? Like, he already had sold his birthright. It was too late. You know, when Esau made that agreement with his brother, I sell you my birthright for that meat, the Most High took accountability of that. The Most High held them on that. Like, you got to be careful when you're making oaths with people. The Most High will hold you accountable on that. You most definitely can say Esau got finessed, but he did it to himself. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's right, because that's a part of Most High at work. You know what I mean? Esau wanted to eat some red meat so bad, and he despised his birthright. Like, he was just like, man, I don't give a damn about no birthright. What that mean to me? Just give me that raw steak. You know how I like it? With the wine, with the seasoning on it, and bloody. That's how I like it. And the Most High looked at him like, okay. All right, that's what you want. We can do it like that. So now he's mad. You know, he's mad now. You know, Esau he's pissed off. You know, now he realizes, like, damn, this brother got me. Like Officer Shaw said, this brother finessed me, man. He don't got me. You know, now he's crying. He's bitter. He's bitter. He's angry. He's mad. So he came to his father, and this is what he asked his father. He says, and he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, finesse, and have taken away thy blessings. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he have supplanted me these 2 times. So, Isaac, now Esau is talking like, he don't got me again. First he don't got me to serve my birthright to him. Now he don't finesse me out of the blessings. So you can only imagine how pissed he is. He is mad. He is fired up. I bet he was bloodshot red when he found this out. I'm going to keep reading some more. And it says, and he said, is this not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. And behold, now he have taken away my blessings. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him the Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now to thee, my son? Like, Isaac was telling him, like, he's got the best of everything. Like, what can I give you? He has everything. Like, this man is going to be the man on the face of the earth. Like, he has it all. Like, what do you want me to give you? What can I give you when I have given your brother everything? What can I give you? Your brother got everything. And this is what our father Isaac had to say. He says, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So Esau, this dude in there crying. He crying, he hurt. That boy hurt. Because now he knows he has sold his birthright and he doesn't have a blessing. Like that is a horrible thing. Like back then when we were a great nation of people, back then the birthright meant everything. Like the birthright was when a brother would receive everything. You were going to be the one that was going to be left in charge with everything that your father had. So everything Isaac had, that Isaac got from Abraham, guess who got it now? Jacob got it. All right, let me keep reading some more. All right, in verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling should be in by the fatness of the earth, and all the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have thy domination, that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. So his father Isaac told him, like, you'll get the fatness of the earth, you'll get the dew from the heaven, you'll get all of that. But you're going to get it by the sword. So what he was telling him was, you're going to be rich, you're going to get all the great things, but the way you're going to get it, it's going to be by murder. It's going to be by killing. It's going to be by rapes. It's going to be by lynching. It's going to be by robbing. It's going to be by enslaving people. Like, the only reason you're going to be rich is because you kill a lot of people. So take this into consideration, people. What nation of people on the earth have gained all of their richness, all their riches, all of their finances, all of their land by murdering people? How did somebody answer me that? What nation of people got rich from killing people? Like they run everything. They got all of this. How did this rich nation of people get all of this? So, just looking for an answer. Anybody can answer. What nation of people got rich by murdering and killing? They got everything. What nation of people got everything? All right, because I.S.U.P.K, you got it right. Anybody else know? Anybody else can answer that question? Any new students? What nation of people throughout history have got filthy rich by murdering, killing, raping, lynching, all type of atrocities and crimes? You know, what nation and people have got rich from that? All right, we got Edomites, we got Esau, the so-called European man, Caucasian, the oppressor. That's all correct. The so-called oppressor, the so-called Edomites, the so-called Caucasian race, they are that nation of people who have got rich by the sword. How did they get America? Did they get it by sitting down and having peace treaties with people? No, they killed everything. How did they get Rome back in? If you know anything about Rome, how did they get Rome? They got it by killing people. Whatever land the so-called Edomites were going to, they would get it by murdering and killing. They would get it by the sword. You know, any and everything. Whatever they got, they would get it by the sword. This is biblical history. This is biblical history that we're talking about. And the biblical history is stating that the nation of Esau, they would get this land by the sword. They would get everything by the sword. They would become rich by the sword. That's right. Ursula Literature got it right too. Esau, you know what I'm saying? The so-called European nation, the Caucasian race of people. Just like even with Australia, how did they get Australia? You know what I mean? They didn't get it by talking to the Australians. They slaughtered everybody off. How did they get America? They didn't get it by talking to people. They slaughtered the people. How did they get the land of Israel from us? They slaughtered people. And the scriptures in the Bible tells you that. The Bible tells you that in the book of Genesis chapter 27 verse 40, and it says, and by the sword should thou live, and should serve thy brother. Like you were going to live by the sword. You know what I'm saying? You was going to get everything with the sword. You was going to live by the sword. Like that's still them today. They live by the sword. Like their weapons is how they live. The atomic bomb, they drop it. Hey, this how we living. If we want it, guess what? We gonna get it. Because we live by the sword. You don't want to give it to us, guess what? We gonna kill you. Oh, you don't want to give us the oil over in the Middle East? Guess what we're going to do? We're going to kill you. We're going to drop bombs on everybody. Oh, Japan, y'all don't want to cooperate? Y'all want to go to war with us? Guess what we're going to do? We're going to drop the atomic bomb on you. That's what we're going to do. You know what I mean? That's Esau. He was blessed with the sword, man. He was blessed with weapons. He has the best weapons on the face of the earth. Like, who can make weapons like him? Like, this man made a bomb called the atomic bomb, man. Like, if you have any time, look up on YouTube and look at the damage that the atomic bomb caused. Just look it up and, you know, watch a couple videos on it. Like, you have to be blessed with weapons to be able to do such a thing, man. Like, you know, they got bullets now. When you shoot the bullet will go inside you, explode in type of all different fragments, and the small shards of that will hit different organs. Like, you have to be very skilled and blessed with weaponry to be able to do such a thing, man. And according to the scriptures, the so-called Esau, so-called Edomites, they were going to be blessed with the sword, which is weaponry. And that's what we see today. Like, they're blessed with the sword. You can't compete with them when it comes to guns and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why it has me lost when I see brothers and sisters say, we're going to pick up guns and go fight the oppressor. Like, he makes the guns. He's been blessed with it. Do you really think you could go to war with him when he's making the bullets? What happens when you run out of bullets? Do you really think he's going to sell you some more bullets? Hell no. I wouldn't sell you no bullet if I know you're going to come use it on me. All right, I'm going to go back to the scriptures. All right, and it says, verse 41, And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, which is his mind, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Verse 42. And it says, and these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. Verse 43. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice and arise and flee to the land, to Laban, my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him for a few days until thy brother's fury turn away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forgets that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from this. Why should I be deprived also of you in one day? And Rebekah said unto Isaac, I am weary of my life because of my daughter's health. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters, so like that's it. That's it on there. All right, so now you know why Esau has this perpetual hatred for us, because it's a spiritual thing. Their forefather has always hated us because he sold his birthright to his brother and he lost the blessing. This is what all that hatred is. Like, they know that we're better than them. Like, spiritually, they know that we're better people than them. And with them being such a violent nation of people, they take pleasure in killing us. Because that's the same thing that their forefather wanted to do. He wanted to kill us. You know what I mean? He wanted to murder us. All right. If you can, go to Job chapter 30, verse 2. Now we're going to start breaking down some more things about Esau and why the Most High hates him so much like he does. If you can't go to the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 2. This is the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 2. Now we're going to go into why Esau is just the way he is, or why he's so violent, and the reason why they do is the way they do. Because now I just brought out to you who Esau was according to the scriptures. Now I'm going to go into some of his characteristics about how he is and the reason why he does the things he does and how he acts towards us. All right, and it says, Job chapter 30, verse 2. Let me see. I'm going to go into more about showing you more about how Esau, how evil he is and how wicked he is and the reason why he's going to be destroyed. Because I brought out, what did it say? That's right, the brother Erston Littleton, you right, that's correct. That's exactly what I'm trying to let you know. Is that Esau is still mad about selling his birthright to this day. This is more spiritual than anything. You know, they don't know why they have a perpetual hate for us, but it's because their forefathers served their birthright. And now us, the children of Israel, have that birthright. So the way that they hate us is spiritual. Like, it's a spiritual thing. They still have that same hatred that their forefather had. It's just their hatred's been passed down from generation to generation. And the reason why they hate us like that so much because we are going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. Like, even the top officials who run the world right now, they know this to this day. That's why they push their agenda for everybody to hate us so much. Like no matter where a black, Latino, Native American man go or Israelite goes, we are always hated. Like it has been pushed in the world that we are just such a horrible people, that we're gangbangers, we're murderers, we're robbers, we're thieves, we're rapists. But in all actuality, it is them, the oppressor, who's that. He's the murderer. He's the rapist. He's the thief. He's the killer. That's him. Like, where do you think we learned this from? You think we learned this on our own? No, we learned it from them. We learned this behavior for them. We didn't just wake up one day and start doing these things. We learned this behavior from them. You know what I'm saying? They're that evil nation of people. They hate everything. They want to kill everything. They enjoy it. They love to hunt. They love to hunt us. They love to hunt animals. They love to live by the sword. Like Esau, he loves his guns, man. That's why whenever you go somewhere to a pawn shop or something like that and you see them in rulership, first thing you see when you come into them gun stores is just rows and rows and rows of guns. Like they love their weaponry. They love it. Like they love to see people get hurt by it. They love to kill. Like they just a bloodthirsty nation of people, man. But that's not us. That's not us, the Israelites. We are good people, man. We just like to chill, man. We like to cook out, relax, have a good time. You know what I'm saying? But we don't been under this captivity for so long that we have started to pick up the characteristics of them. Now we like to kill. Now we like to murder. You know what I'm saying? Like we get a thrill out of it. You know, you got brothers right now calling themselves after Esau. Yeah, my name Gotti. My name John Gotti. My name Scarface. You know what I'm saying? That's me. Yeah, that's me. You know, you're trying to be a murderer, man. You're trying to be a killer. You know, ain't no better killer than Esau. Esau, when he comes to kill, is getting killed. Like brothers and sisters, man, brothers be doing drive-bys on block, man, and don't even hit the right people, man. Like it was never meant for us to be a murdering race of people like that, man. That's why we get punished for it, because we are God's chosen people. All right. And I'm going to go into this scripture right here. This is just going to show you more about Esau and how he is and how the Bible tells you how he was, destroyed and how he, how so many things happened to him. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 2. Yeah, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. So the scriptures are saying, how might the strength of their hands, how is the strength of Esau's hands going to profit us any? So how is all the blood and killing and murdering that he does going to profit us? It doesn't. Like that's why I be telling brothers they be so confused. When you see Esau go over there and fighting them wars and murdering and killing and doing all those things, he's not doing it for us. It doesn't profit us anything. That's why when brothers and sisters go fight in his military, they have to come back home and guess what happens? They still see their people get killed. In the cases lately, what you've been seeing Army veterans that are black, Latino, Native Americans who went and fought for Esau come back home and get killed and murdered and get treated like the bottom of a boot. Because the things that they do for themselves, it doesn't profit us anything. Another reason why we have to separate from them. We can't continue to join them. We can't join their military. We can't join their police force. We can't do none of that because none of that stuff profits us any. You can't be a police officer thinking that you're helping your people. You're not helping your people, man. You're helping to destroy your people. All right, I'm going to keep reading some more. Verse 3. Except verse 3. Verse 3. For want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste. So this is talking about how they got pushed up, got kicked out, and got pushed into the wilderness. Verse 4. Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and caves of the earth and in the rocks. So this right here is talking about Esau and how he got driven away from all men because he's just so violent. Like everybody hates him. Like at one point in time, he was hated so much that he got chased like out of the land of. He got chased out of the land of Dumia. He got chased into caves. He got chased into the cliffs of the rock. This is why they're called the Caucasian race, because they have always lived in these caves before. They always got chased into the caves. Everybody hated them. They always got ran off somewhere because they were just a violent nation of people. Wherever they were, it was nothing but violence, murdering, and killing. So much to the point where people had to come together to fight against them and chase them out of lands into the cliffs of the rocks. Now, it's some photos that you might find online where some of the caves where Esau had laid, where he used to live at, that he built into these caves. He made these caves look like houses. That's why now you have, like, if you go to the Washington Monument where Abraham Lincoln sits, it's just one concrete slab of rock. It's like marble, and they just build these dynamic things like that. It keeps them accustomed to their traditions. Like, they love to live in the cliffs of the rocks. That's why all the buildings that they make are usually built with concrete slabs and just built high up in the air, man. They love that stuff, man. That's them. That's Esau. And I'm going to keep reading. Verse 7. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. So Esau is a base man. Like, he's not even supposed to be on top, man. He's supposed to be on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not even supposed to be on top. Slacking. Like, he's supposed to be in a cave somewhere living, eating out of his granddaddy's skull. He's not supposed to be on here because wherever he goes, man, he's just violent, man. That's just him. You know what I'm saying? I got another scripture for you that you can pull. If you got the Apocrypha, you can go to Ecclesiasticus. You can go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 16. All right, this is verse 16. This is more about Esau and his characteristics. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 16, and it reads, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood." So that's Esau, man. He speaks sweet with his words, man. Just like now in the presidential thing. If you let me be president, I'm going to take care of everybody. I'm going to make sure everybody's okay. But the scriptures say that's an enemy. An enemy speaks sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. Like, that's what he's thinking. When you see these so-called oppressors up there speaking at the presidential debates and speaking on how to be a mayor and all that, man, really he's just thinking of a way to butter you up so he can kill you. Look at when Bill Clinton was president. Everybody loved Bill Clinton. They was just like, yeah, man, Bill Clinton, man, he's black, man. Yeah, man, he's black. He's for black people. But little did people know, Bill Clinton made up the third strike law, man. He made that up. How many people you think died behind that, man? How many people are doing life in prison now because of the third strike law, man? How many people you know? Tons of people. I seen a brother get 10 years because he was on his third strike. And it was so horrible because, I'm not saying nobody should be smoking weed. But this brother was on his third defense. He was on his third charge, man. And the police pulled him over because he was smoking. And when they caught him, I think they caught him with maybe like a little small baggie of weed. But when he went to jail, they locked him up and gave him he got 25 years. He got 25 years behind that because he was on his third strike. They were trying to give him life. They were trying to give him 25 to life, but they gave him 25 years for a small sack of marijuana. This is more proof that this is why we have to leave their ways alone and do what do what the Most High tells us to do, man. We can't do what Esau does. We can't go out here and smoke the drugs. We can't go out here to the club. We can't go out here and be violent and murder like he can, man. Like, we have to go by the Most High's laws, because if we don't, these are the things that happens to us, man. Because deep in Esau's heart, man, he's thinking of a way on how to throw you into a pit. He's thinking of any type of ways on how to kill you and how to destroy you, man. And I'm going to go with verse 17. If adversary came up upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And thou he pretended to help thee, yet he shall undermine thee. You know what I mean? That's even now going into these Black Lives Matter movement. Everybody thinks that just because the so-called oppressor is marching with you hand in hand and y'all getting along good, like, yeah, man, white people really care about us, man. You know what I mean? They really care about, they trying to help us, man. You know what I mean? He's pretending to help thee, man, so he can undermine you, man. That's why whenever you have an oppressor to try to join your organization, he always ends up overtaking it, and he's the one that becomes the face of the movement. Just like the Black Panthers, when they start letting so-called the Caucasian man inside of their programs and letting them help them with things, what happened to the Black Panther movement? It got shut down and destroyed. Same thing with Martin Luther King's movement. When he went and shook hands with those oppressors and tried to make things work with them, what happened to the civil rights movement? Where's the civil rights movement now? Like, who's in control of the civil rights movement? Who does the civil rights movement benefit? Because it doesn't benefit us. Our people did all that marching, all of that stumping, all that crying, got beat with sticks, got water hosed, got murdered, got lynched, got hung. They did all of that for civil rights, just so another oppressor could come back in and undermine them and take over. Because guess who now has the rulership over the civil rights movement? Homosexuals. The LGBTQTVS movement. They're the ones that are in control over that now. That's why they're marching now. Like, you notice that just a couple weeks ago, everybody was marching about George Floyd. Hey, it's wrong. It's wrong. George Floyd got murdered. Now you have people marching talking about we're marching for the LGBTQ whatever community. We want civil rights. We shouldn't be treated the way that we're being treated too. Because the whole movement that you thought was really about George Floyd was really for them. And that's why the scripture says, even though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. That's what he did. He undermined y'all, man. That's why we tell our people, you cannot be out there marching with these people, man. That's why the I.S.U.P.K is so powerful in the earth, man, because we do not allow heathens to interfere with us, man. We don't allow heathens to come inside of our organization, because we know, according to scriptures, if you do that, guess what's going to happen? They're going to undermine you, man. They're going to undermine thee. That's why you see these fake Israelite groups out here right now. They have devils inside. They have oppressors inside of their schools. And guess what's happening to their schools now? They're starting to fall. They're starting to fall bad. You know what I'm saying? Because you can never allow the enemy to come inside of your organization and think he's really going to come there to help you. He's there to help his people. He's not there to help us. He's there to help his people and push his agenda, to push everything that he wants. That's why we tell people, trying to go out here and march with the Black Lives Matter movement was a horrible thing for our people. Just like during the time of Martin Luther King, when our people tried to go march with him and do all of these things, it was a dangerous thing to do. Because even though our people marched and got beat for it, guess who's in control over the civil rights now? Guess who can receive civil rights? The Chinese people, so-called Japanese people, so-called homosexuals with the LGBTQ movement. Now they're able to get civil rights. But us as Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, they said we got civil rights, but yet we get murdered in the streets and killed like animals. That's what happens to us. That's what happens to us. Because the Most High told us, man, you cannot allow these people to come in and thinking that they're going to help you, because they're going to undermine you and they're going to take over whatever you're trying to do. They're going to rule it and they're going to kill you. And that's what we see happening now. Just like that brother got killed in Atlanta, the video has came out now that people are starting to show on Facebook that it wasn't black people who set the Wendy's on fire. It was an oppressor who set Wendy's on fire. Because when you allow them into your organizations, they're going to compromise it, man. They're going to take it over and they're going to undermine you. And next thing you know, you're going to be on the outside looking in. You're going to be like, man, what the hell going on? That was our movement. How they get in control of it? Can you imagine how the brothers and sisters feel who went out there and marched for the civil rights movement just to turn around and to see homosexuals get civil rights, but yet you still see your people getting shot down and murdered and killed in the streets? I don't see them pulling Caucasian homosexuals who are part of the LGB whatever movement and shooting them. I don't see them doing that to them. But I do see black Latinos and Native Americans getting mistreated. I do see that. And we're the ones who went out there and marched for the civil rights. That's crazy, man. You can't let them join your organizations. The best thing you could do is separate from them, man. And the Most High has always told us that, man. He always told us, separate from them, man. You do not need to be around these people because nothing good is going to come from it. All right. I'm going to go back and read Job a little more. I'm going back to the book of Job. This is the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 8. And it says, they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were violent than the earth. And now am I their song? Yea, I am their byword. Verse 10. They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face. And that's what they do to us, man. That's what they do to us right now, man. They just do us any kind of way, man. Like, they do us the worst, man. You know what I mean? Also, you can go to the book of Malachi. The book of Malachi, chapter 1. In verse 2. Let me see this. Slack it. Let me read this again. Yeah, like I said, go to Malachi. If you can, go to Malachi. Go to Malachi chapter 1, verse 2 and 4. We're going to go over tonight a little bit, y'all. We started a little late, so we're going to go over a little bit. Just bear with me. I'm going to get you done because General YAHANNA is doing the grill live tonight, which is very epic. Very, very, very good thing to watch, man, because he brings out all of the things, man. He brings out everything that's going on and how us as a nation of people, how we should overcome this and deal with this, man. All right. This is the book of Malachi. Chapter 2, verse 1. No, Salakia. Verse 1, verse... Is that right? Okay, yeah, this is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 2. And it reads, I have loved you, saith the Lord. This is talking about Israel. And it says, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains in his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So the Most High is telling you, man, he's hated Esau, man. Like he's always has hated Esau, because Esau despised his birthrights, man. He didn't give a damn about what the Most High had gave him. The Most High was going to give him everything. And since he despised it, the Most High hated him, man. Like, he's a vile creature, man. The Most High was like, I don't even like dealing with Esau, man. He's just wicked for no reason, man. Very wicked. All right, and I'm going to keep reading. Verse 4. Whereas Edom say, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus say the Lord of hosts. You know what I mean? So just like Esau said, they were impoverished. At one point in time, they weren't in rulership anymore. They were at the bottom. You know, when the Roman Empire fell, they were at the bottom, man. They didn't have anything. So when they was at the bottom, this is what they said. They said, even though we were impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. And they did. They did. Even though they was on the bottom, they came back and they started to rebuild everything. They went back to Rome and they rebuilt the Roman Empire all over again. Those Romans over there are nothing but Edomites, man. They went back over there and they rebuilt everything. Just like the Twin Towers, when they failed, what did they do? They rebuilt everything, man. And that's what they've been doing. Since they came back into authority, they've been rebuilding their kingdom. They've been building it back up, and look at them now. They're in control over the whole entire earth. And we're going to pull a scripture to show you that too, about who's that nation of people that runs the earth. But this is what the Most High had to say about it. And it says, thus says the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indigenous forever. You know what I mean? So these are the people who are the border of wickedness. That wicked nation of people who God hates, it is talking about the so-called Edomites. It's talking about them, because they are the borderline of wickedness. When you get close to them, guess what? You're going to see nothing but wickedness. That's why the earth is in the condition that it is. You know what I mean? Go back to Job chapter 9, verse 24, man, so we can show you this wicked nation of people, man. Who the Most High said they are the border of wickedness, man. And we're going to show you what happens when those people who are the border of wickedness are in control of things. This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. And it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So this is a question for everybody I got to ask. Who is in control over the earth right now? Because whoever they are, the Bible says they're wicked. Not only in the book of Job does it say that they're wicked, but in the book of Malachi. Like, this is talking about the nation of Esau, man. They're the wicked nation of people who rule over the earth. They're the wicked nation of people who have the earth in their hand. Who runs Australia? Who runs England? Who runs America? Who runs Germany? Who runs these places? Who runs Austria? Who runs Ireland? Who runs majority of the world? Who runs Antarctica? It's not even nobody down there, but damn, they even run Antarctica, man. Who runs Canada? Huh? Who runs these places? The so-called Caucasian race, which the Bible calls them Edomite, the wicked. All right, this is what Job 9:24 says. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So not only are they the wicked, but they covered the faces of the judges. Who are the judges? The Most High. our King Jesus, who people call Jesus, but in the Hebrew his name Yahushua. They covered their faces. I mean, they covered up the color of their skin, man. They made them to be Europeans. They made. I seen something today that was so horrible, man. Like, it was a family house I went into to speak to them about something, and when I looked on the table, I seen the Bible, and then they had this big picture of Caesar Borgia, the white Jesus, right there, and I was just like, wow. It was like more proof that they have covered the faces of the judges thereof, man. They have made our king to be a so-called Caucasian race, when the scriptures say he has bronze skin that was burnt in the furnace. Like, he has brown, black skin. King Solomon said the same thing. I am black but comely. I'm black and beautiful. But the Most High said that the wicked is in control over the earth. And with them being in control over the earth, they were going to cover up the faces of the true judges. They were going to change the images of it. And they did that. It's only one nation of people that's doing that now to this day. That is the so-called European race, man. You know what I mean? They're still doing that to this day right now, man. Let me see if there's anything else on there. And the scriptures also say, if not, where and who is he? Like, who else is doing this? Do you see Chinese people with a Chinese Jesus Christ over there with the slinty eyes talking about something? Jesus love you. Hey, man, I love you, my son. No, you don't. You don't even see the Palestinians doing that, man. You don't even see the Arabs over there with an Arab Jesus Christ talking about some, oh, come pray to me, I'm Jesus Christ. No, you don't see them doing that. You only see one nation of people doing that and pushing it all through the earth. That is the so-called oppressor, man. The so-called biblical Edomites. And the Bible says they are the border of wickedness. And this same people that are the border of wickedness, this wicked nation of people also have the earth in their hand. They run the earth. These scriptures are talking about Esau. Esau is the so-called oppressor, the so-called Caucasian race to this day. They are the wicked nation of people who are in control over the whole entire earth. That's them. What else I got on that? And you ever wonder why the Most High hates Esau, man? Like, the Most High doesn't hate Esau just because of his skin color. He doesn't. That's how the so-called Caucasian race hates people. They hate people because of their skin color. Like, they don't even have any that. We never done nothing to them. We have never, ever done anything to them. But they hate us. Like, they don't even have a reason. Like, if you was to ask them, like, why y'all hate us so much? They couldn't even tell you why. They'll make up some reason, and then when you listen to it, you be like, man, that's garbage. It's like, man, why y'all hate black people so much? Because you're liars, you're stealers, and you're thieves. So wait a minute, that's you. That's your nation of people. You're the liars. You're the thieves. You know, that's your people. You know, we don't walk around here hating y'all. You know, we have a reason to hate y'all because look how y'all have done us. Y'all have done us horrible, man. Raped our women, raped our children, stole everything that we had, man. Stole everything. You know what I mean? But yet we still don't go out here and do the things that they do to us. We don't go out here and set them on fire. And right, because I.S.U.P.K said Esau is a blasphemous nation. They surely are, man. Just a lying nation of people. They lie about everything, man. Everything comes out their mouth is a lie, man. Even their kids are a bunch of damn lies, man. Even their children, a bunch of lies, man. That's why the Most High told us, man, get away from them, man. If you got time, get away from them. If not, man, they will kill you dead, man. All right, if you can, go to the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 10. If you wanted to know why in the book of Micah it says why the Most High hates Esau, this is the reason why. The Most High has a reason why he hates Esau. And this is why he hates him. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. This is why the Most High hates him. For the violence against the 12 tribes of Israel. for the violence against the blacks here in America, for the violence against the so-called Latinos in Mexico, in Brazil, in Puerto Rico, and Cuba, and all of these different places, for the violence against the so-called Native Americans, our Gadite brothers, when they came over here and helped them, gave them a hand and helped them to teach them how to live and how to plant, how to survive during the winter. And they still gave them nothing but violence in return from it. This is why the Most High hates them. Like, and they get mad when you show this to them in the scriptures. Like, the Most High hates you, man. What did we do? We didn't do nothing wrong. You a violent nation of people, and you have been violent against your brothers, man. You have been violent against the 12 tribes of Israel. Look at how y'all do us today, man. Look at how they do us. They shoot you in the car while you're with your child and your wife and kill you. Fidel Castro. Look how they did that, brother, man. He was in the car with his, I don't even like talking because it pisses me off so bad, man. This brother was in the car with his wife and his daughter. And on national TV, man, this brother got shot and killed, man. In front of his daughter, man. Like, they didn't even have any type of consideration to think, what if one of these bullets hit this little girl in the back? You know what I'm saying? Or the brother, Trooper Cortazar, he said, okay, come, I see you up. Most High Christ. Like, it is horrible, man. Like, they don't show no type of consideration and no type of love to us at all, man. There's no peace when it comes to them. It is strictly violence, man. Like, they didn't even show any type of audacity not to murder the brother, man, in front of, like, they shot the brother in the car in front of his wife and his daughter, man. Like, he just opened up fire, man. What if he would have made a mistake and shot in the back seat and shot the little girl? Or he would have shot too much and shot the sister in the passenger seat. He shot, man. He murdered that brother in cold blood, man. And then made his wife put her hands on the steering wheel and watch her husband die, man. And made her watch her husband choke on his own blood and die. And you want to tell me that we should love them and hold their hands? The Most High knows better than our preachers, man. The Most High knows better than our black leaders. Because if you leave it up to them, guess what they're going to tell you to do? We got to forgive them. We got to love them. Who is this? How all day? You right. That's what's wrong with you, how all day. You how all day and you an idiot. How all day said, why don't you talk about the first legal slave owner in America was black? How all day is another brother who hates black people. How all day wants to take away all of the things that were done from our people just so we can be blamed for it. Because he's how all day. You're disgusting, man. You're a horrible person to blame us for the condition that we're in. So it's our fault that we were put into slavery. It's our fault that they came here and took the land from the Native Americans. It's our fault. That's our fault. So you're blaming us. So it's our fault that our women were raped like they were, raped in front of their kids. It's our fault that they cut our women's stomach open and ripped out the fetus and stomped on the baby's head. You're horrible, man. How dare you, man? How dare you try to shift it back on us like that, man? Like it's our fault for the condition that we're in. So it's our fault that we get shot down for nothing? What about white privilege? So I guess since there was a black slave owner, we should just forget about everything that's been done to our people, man. Like I said, that's why the Most High knows better than our black people, man, than our weak leaders, man. Just like Howard Day, he doesn't know a damn thing. Instead of him being with us and saying, yeah, man, somebody should have to pay for what has happened to our people, he turns around and says this right here. He or she, I don't know what it is. I know they Howard Day, that's all I know. But they turn around and say this right here. Why don't you talk about the first legal slave owners in America were black? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're horrible, man. You're horrible to try to shift everything on us. You're no better than Donald Trump when he gets on the news and says, y'all gotta do better, black people. You're no better than the Christian pastors who turn around and try to tell us, if we wanna fix, the police killing us, we gotta stop killing each other. Where do you think we learned this behavior from? How do you think we learn how to kill each other? Have you ever seen any of the movies like The Django, where they had us in there fighting each other? They made us fight each other. What do you think what happens when you teach people how to fight each other and kill each other? You start to develop a hate for each other. What do you think what happens when you take one slave out of the field and you bring him in the house and you treat him better than you treat the other slaves? What do you think is going to happen? The slaves in the field are going to start to hate the slaves in the house. And the slave in the house is going to start to hate the slaves in the field. So guess what you have amongst your people? A civil war amongst black people. And guess what it's called today? It's called Bloods and Crips. It's called Latin Kings versus MS-13. This is called systematic oppression, man. You know what I mean? You are out of your mind, man. Like, this is why I tell brothers and sisters, this is the problem with people who think the system is against all poor people. High all day, you need to stop getting high all day, man. You need to wake up, man. You need to wake up and realize what's really going on. You getting high is the reason why you don't see your brothers and sisters suffering. Yes, there are poor people in the world, but you have poor white people that are not getting shot down in the streets, man. I'm tired of hearing that trash and that garbage, man. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing brothers try to put the blame on our people. Would you put the blame on a rape victim? If a woman got raped, would you sit around and tell her, hey, the only reason you got raped, girl, is because you look so good. You should be ugly, girl. You shouldn't be looking so good. You might not have got raped. You got to stop, man. What is your nationality anyway, Holiday? What is your nationality? Are you black? Are you Latino? Are you Native American? Are you Caucasian? Don't be afraid. Type in what's your nationality. Come on. What's your nationality, Holiday? We want to know. We're very curious. We want to know. Don't be afraid. Don't be a coward. Just tell us the truth. What's your nationality? I hear you. And how they said 95% of the police brutality is of the lower class. Let me give you some. Let me pull something for you. High all day. Who likes to get high all day? With you being so high, man, you ain't even taking time to do any type of research, man. Let me see if I still got this written down. Let me pull some statistics for you, man. The average white household makes $149,000 a year. That's the average white household. The average black family household makes $13,000. Okay, now I get it. How Day is a white man, and you said your brother is black. Well, how Day you hate your brother? Even though he's black, you hate him. You know why you hate him? Because you don't feel the pain that he has to feel. You can go ahead and live your life. You can get high all day, and you don't have to worry about getting shot down in the streets, man. You don't have to worry about that. But guess what your black brother does have to worry about? He does have to worry about getting murdered in the streets. He doesn't get that privilege that you get. When he steps out in the street, he has to look both ways. He has to watch his back 24/7 because he doesn't know that he's going to get killed. Yeah, you don't love your brother, how day. You don't know it. You think you love your brother, but for you to come in here and have the audacity to try to say the first black slave owner was a black man, you're disgusting, man. You didn't even mention anything about Christopher Columbus. You forgot that the first person that came over here, your brother's a black cop. Your brother hates black people. That makes sense. Your brother's a damn cop. Who do you think he's oppressing? Do you think he's really in the white neighborhoods oppressing his people? Do you think he's in the white neighborhood oppressing white people? Hell no. He know he would get a lawsuit up his... He would get a lawsuit that'd be so big, man, he would be destroyed. That's how destroyed your brother is, man. Your brother is so destroyed that he loves you more than he loves his own people, man. And it is sad. It is sad. This is what happens, man. Just like I said, man, this is what happens when you allow these oppressors to try to get inside of your organizations, man. You know what I mean? Okay, so we got one freed black man. He was a slave owner. Hey, guess what? Guess what Anthony Johnson would be, man? A free black man who owns slaves. He would be like your brother. He would be like your brother who's a black police officer who works for the oppressor. That's what your brother would be like. Your brother is Anthony Johnson all over again, reincarnated. He's a cop working for the oppressor. Anthony Johnson was a slave owner working for the oppressor. He was a sellout. You a clown, man. Your brother don't even know, man. Your brother don't even love his own people enough to understand that these police officers are murdering my people. And with you being his brother, guess what you do? Hey, man, you know the first black slave owner was Anthony Johnson. He was a black man. And guess what he does? He starts to hate his own people. Damn, you mean to tell me that the first black slave owner was a black man? That's why I can't trust these niggas. That's why I gotta kill them. That's why I gotta murder them. That's why I gotta lock them up. Because they're animals. They out of control. And your brother don't even know that they hate him too, man. They hate him too. How then we're gonna finish the class with that, man. You were why? Brother, man, that's why I tell y'all brothers and sisters, man, come into this I.S.U.P.K, man. Come in here and learn this truth, man. Don't be like Howard Day and his brother who hate black people. Howard Day hates black people. He thinks he loves black people, but he hates black people, man. He doesn't give a damn about the things that we're going to. Damn right. Erston Littleton said Uncle Ruckus. Damn right. That's what your brother is, man. Like Uncle Ruckus. And I pray he wakes up from it before it's too late. I hope we have seen cases of black cops being killed by their own. We have seen the cases of the black cops being murdered by white cops. The tables are finna turn. It's finna be a great separation in the earth, man. And General YAHANNA has said it, man, that we're gonna separate, man. And you're gonna have to choose a side, because one thing everybody hates is a traitor. Every nation hates a traitor, man. When hell breaks out in the earth, you can't be black and then try to go join white people if they're beefing with black people. You know what they're going to tell you to do? Go back to your own people. You're not welcome here. And guess what's going to happen when he goes back to his own people? They're going to tell him the same thing. Hey, guess what? You a traitor. You did us wrong. You go back to those same people who you've been loving and don't come over here. We ain't preaching the race war. The race war has already been here. When Christopher Columbus stepped feet on this America, the race war started, man. Who started killing who first? Your nation of people did. We ain't killed nobody, man. We ain't gonna even do no race war because we put our faith in the Most High God. We pray He does the damage to you. We're not gonna do anything to you, man. You ain't gotta worry about us picking up guns and going to kill. We're not like you, high all day. We don't go into churches and shoot grandmothers down. We don't go into churches with bombs and bomb little girls. We don't fly around the world and drop bombs on people, on schools, on hospitals, and kill innocent people. We're not like you. We're not cruel. We're not heartless. We're not cold. We're not the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. With that, man, I'm going to finish class, man. Good night, man. Let's do what? I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After the 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 to 21, Malachi 3, verse 8 to 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, Ma'asharah in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for a priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming of the convocations. All right, the next one we have coming up, it will be the Memorial of Blowing Trumpets, which would be September the 17th, Thursday. Also, it says, announcement, remind all Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin boards in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, and headbands and scarves. With that, shalom.